Welcome back. Office orientation, next steps. I'm Dawn White. So presuming that you've gotten your license active and you've been to the Longman Association of Realtors and gotten your realtor dues paid, and you've paid your subscription to MLS or IRIS, some of the next steps you'll want to continue taking. First of all, remember you have two websites in your Keller Williams tool. The first one is Market Leader. We also call it eEdge. Has an IDX, and you'll use your eEdge URL to link that information. Additionally, WolfNet or eAgency has a second URL that you'll also want to use that would connect that IDX. So Market Leader and eEdge support all of the marketing campaigns and drip campaigns available in the eEdge system. And WolfNet or eAgency powers your mobile app. Both of your websites will work with just the Keller Williams listing service IDXs, but in an effort to get more accurate and real-time information, you want to be sure that you've done this IDX authorization. There will be two forms to do that. Additionally, Centralized Showings is another service that you'll want to find out more about. When you're able to begin looking at listed property, meaning that you're active in IRIS, you'll make appointments over the phone or through the internet. You'll call and to set the appointment, and you'll be asked for your agent ID, which is referring to your MLS agent ID that can be found on your IRIS profile. Or they'll be asking for your showing code, in which case you will need to have set up a profile with Centralized Showings. So you can do that by either going to showings.com, or you can just call 303-573-7469 to fill out your profile over the telephone, and they will get you signed up so that you'll be able to set showings using that vehicle. So understand that some offices have the front desk person set showings appointments for their listings. Others have the listing agent do it. Keller Williams has contracted with a service provider called Centralized Showings. Their staff then sets the showing appointments for all of your listings, which allow our staff to have the opportunity to provide you more service. Additionally, that showings.com or Centralized Showing service allows for those showing your properties to set those showings either online or by telephone. And then additionally, the system will send them an email asking for feedback on your property, which can then be forwarded directly onto the seller or to you, whichever makes more sense. So go to showings.com and learn about this tool. You may also be interested to know that there are several different kinds of lock boxes out there. There's combination and push button, electronic, and because there is no standard box in our market, I really encourage you to go out and preview a ton of houses and practice using them before you're actually out showing a buyer these properties and having to learn with them there. So you're a realtor now. You've paid your realtor dues either to the Longmont Association of Realtors, Berthoud, or Boulder, and in which case you've paid for local dues, you've paid for state dues, Colorado Association of Realtor dues, and you've paid for the National Association of Realtors dues, or NAR. The bylaws require that you will take an additional ethics course for Longmont. This is one that you'll have to do with the Longmont Association of Realtors. The cost is $75, and you do get 3 continuing ed credits. On the Realtor.org website, there are some ethics courses, but those are not sufficient to satisfy the specific bylaw requirement for the Longmont Association of Realtors. I would imagine that Berthoud and Boulder both have something similar. You'll want to verify with each of those associations if, in fact, you've chosen them as your local association of Realtors affiliate. Also at the Longmont Association of Realtors, you'll also be required to attend the association orientation, and it costs $0. Both of those classes, the ethics and the orientation, can be scheduled at the Longmont Association of Realtors. Realtor.com, not to be confused with Realtor.org. Realtor.com is the National Association of Realtors online listing service. Widely publicized across the nation today, one of the top resources for buyers and sellers looking at properties. Keller Williams First has paid for some specific additional services, which include priority listings of your listings on the printouts or on the property searches, and it allows for you to go in and enhance your listing with more pictures and more description to make it stand out above all the others. Now, you're paying for this in your office bill, so I encourage you to go out and check it out. Go to Realtor.com, be sure and update your profile, and look at some of the options that are available to you when you have a new listing. So you've heard me mention several profiles that need to be updated, and here's another list. You can start at the top of these and go and just kind of check them off. But the mykw.kw.com profile is very important, as it includes the updates to the phone number and your email in which that we communicate with the entire office as a whole. eEdge, the eEdge website or marketing information, has another specific profile. So does the eAgent C website and mobile app. Google has your additional profile as well, and that is how we communicate with the email. The intranet, mykw.kw.com, and then in the main page, My Market Center intranet has a profile that you want to make sure is accurate and complete. Realtor.org, Realtor.com. The Colorado Real Estate Commission, you will have set up a profile when you activated your license. Facebook, LinkedIn, Iris, Cloud CMA, there are many. So be sure that you keep track of the profiles that you're encountering and that they're accurate and have all the proper information. You've probably identified that there is a ton of information out there, and where do we even begin to find what it is you're looking for? Start at the MyKW Market Center intranet for some of these things. Contracts clauses have been put together by our attorney, Damian Cox. And so when you take that, it's a PDF form, and I would have you save that on your desktop so that as you're preparing contracts and you think you need additional information in your additional provisions, you might go to these contract clauses first to make sure that you're wording it properly. Keep in mind, if you're typing several lines of text in the additional provisions, you may be in violation of contract law. So be sure that the clause hasn't already been written for you. Classes and the office calendar can be found under the Market Center intranet as well. There's an opportunity to subscribe to that calendar, which would then automatically let you know what's going on around the Market Center. When you activate your intranet, the daily digest will automatically come to you, which is a listing of what's going on in classes and other comments on the bulletin board, electronic bulletin board, every day. Go out and check the subscription on that and make sure that it's coming to the proper email. There are checklists and other forms found on the intranet as well. There's how to get paid quickly, the two checklists, buyer checklist and listing checklist. What's necessary to be qualified for floor. All of that can be found out on that Market Center intranet documents listing. Realtor, equal housing opportunity type logos can be found on the intranet. The office policy, you remember that you signed a document when you joined the company that said you'll go out and read the office policy. It can be found here on the Market Center intranet. mykw.kw.com houses many of the global or forms that will be available to everyone. The legal documents, or all of the contracts, are found on .loop, which is under My Transactions. You can also find contracts at the Real Estate Commission site and in hard copy form down next to the copy machine. Green sheets, which are the required tool or required electronic notification that allows you to be paid at the closing table. That can be found under the Technology tab at mykw.kw.com. You can have a Market Center specific logo generated at the Marketing tab on mykw.kw.com, which you can use for your cards and signs and any type of print marketing. And then lastly, business card templates can be found under under vendors. You can also Google Keller Williams business card templates and have hundreds of choices of different layouts that you might find appealing. So you may have other questions. Where do I get my cards? You can really get them anywhere or with KW vendors. Where do you get your name tag? Same thing. If you have somebody that does name tags locally, feel free to use them. However, you can always get them at mykw.kw.com, My Vendors up in the right-hand corner. What about signs? You can get signs anywhere. You can get them from KW vendors or consider borrowing your first few signs from the office. You can do that by bringing a check payable to Keller Williams for $50, and when you return your sign, you'll have your check returned to you. Thanks again for spending time learning about the key points of being here at Keller Williams. For more questions, send your email to frontdesk333@kw.com.